I'm David Okeode, Principal Instructor at Kavis Cloud, 4 times Microsoft MVP, and author of multiple books on cloud security. I would like to speak with you about our courses at Kavis Cloud. First, we are cloud security focused. We maintain an unbiased stance towards vendors, and we cut through all the typical marketing jargon in many trainings out there. We help you to understand things as they really are. The second thing that's unique about our courses is that we are multi-cloud focused. Our multi-cloud security courses covers the top 3 public cloud platforms out there: AWS, Azure, and GCP. Our instructors are not just trainers, they are seasoned professionals with real-world experience. The third reason is that our training modules are designed to provide practical hands-on experience. Our courses are packed full of hands-on labs that you find engaging and interesting. And finally, our prices are the best out there. I will encourage you to check out our upcoming courses on our website and also testimonials from our students. See you soon at www.kaviscloud.com.
You have a learning goal, and we have just one job to help you achieve it and deliver at your convenience. Learning right starts with us at Hashem Academy. We are a learning institute in partnership with professional industry bodies like Microsoft, PECB, Pearson VUE, and PSI, delivering quality training, ensuring your certification path in respective industries. Hashem Academy has training specialists with extensive consulting experience as well as the expertise to address your specific needs and preferences. Our goal is to deliver training that maximizes return on people and infrastructure investments. We define success as having the right resources to skill you up to help you meet your desired goals. Our job at Hashem Academy is to empower you to be successful at every stage of the learning journey, from training to certification to establishing professional credibility. As a certified learning partner and authorized testing center, our facility has proven to be one of the best in the country as we get to reach the needs of all ages, young, middle-aged, and those in the advancing years, making learning simple and affordable. We care about your skill development, and without breaking the bank, we present you with great opportunities to showcase your competency and expertise in your area of specialty, aiding career advancement or personal goals tracking. Let's help you bridge that learning gap. All you have to do is take the next step to enroll in our courses today with prices that are easy on your wallets. Request access to our training calendar by emailing training@hashem.com, and you can also get the most of your learning investments by checking out our promotional offers here: offers.hashem.com/MS Learning. You can call 0704-636-7151 or call 0704-576-9927. You can visit our head office at number 9 Ibikule Street off Abad Macaulay Way, Yaba, Lagos State.
Digitization simplifies the way we collect data. Organizations collect data from multiple touchpoints to enable them to make effective, profitable, data-driven decisions. Yet, a lot of data just sits there. Why? Well, organizations operate 2 systems: operational or transaction systems and analytic systems. Operational systems are data repository, where you execute business processes. Analytic systems are where you make sense of your data and evaluate business processes. Analysts spend 80% of their time cleaning and preparing data to update routine reports, and only 20% of their time truly brainstorming on the numbers and extracting insight from that data. The result? Less time to ask the right questions about their data, and less time to pull variable insights that can improve your bottom line. At D. Brown Consulting, we have a better approach. We empower you to extract insights from your data at the speed of thought. We employ a curated methodology that simplifies the analytic build process to eliminate technical friction, making it easier for everyone in your organization to get the exact data they need securely. The best part? All of this can be done without relying on overburdened IT teams. D. Brown Consulting offers consultancy services in building, reporting, and analytics systems. As Microsoft Gold partners, we offer business process automation solutions with no-code and low-code applications, chatbots, and robotic process automation engines, and financial modeling services. We visualize our reports, dashboards, and analytics using the principles defined by the International Business Communication Standards, IBCS. The use of standardized notation eliminates ambiguity and ensures consistency in the design of your visualizations for more effective data storytelling. Are you looking to achieve more with your data? Contact us today. Visit dbrownconsulting.net.
ọmọ ọba ni kò ṣẹrú. ó wá sáyé ọmọ ọba ni kò ṣẹrú. ó wá sáyé kò ṣẹwọ́n.
ó yá àkéde mo fẹ́ délé bàbá tó bí lọ́mọ.
ọmọ ọba ni kò
bàbá
ṣẹrú.
àgbọ̀ gbànígbà ní ojú ọ̀nà ó ṣe gbá. òsán gírí la gírí ọ̀la gírí kàkà.
ọmọ ọba ni
àkọ́kọ́
kò
arẹ́rẹ́
ṣẹrú.
bàbá mi ò wọ kẹfẹ́rẹ́ jíjọ. jagunmọ́ lòdì ọ̀rọ̀ apálá ti jọ tọ̀hún tọ̀hún.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, wherever you're calling for. And we welcome you to today's Grassroot Innovation Program, where we actually showcase people with experience to give us their diverse knowledge about what they have gone through and how they've been able to navigate the IT world. You're welcome once again. And today will be an exciting day because the topic that we are looking at is very, very crucial to every IT expert personnel that want to climb the ladder of prominence as an IT expert, as a professional in any form that they come into IT. And before we start, we'd like to thank all our sponsors, and we say thank you to Microsoft, which initially were the backbone at which we started the innovation program years back to be able to connect people irrespective of where they're coming from and what they want to achieve in IT, and to bring people with story, people with experience, people that have gone through the same path, to hear their story and use that story to be able to build their capability. And also want to give special thanks to special people. They have been the community partners that have helped to sail this particular innovation program across time, result, and they have been helping to build this as experts to mentor and to coordinate this program. They are very excellent in this. They have been innovative, creating knowledge exchange for the past 3 years. I say thank you to every one of them. And also want to thank two different partners in progress. I would like to thank Oleum Music and also Famzy Music. They have been able to give us the right to use their sound so that we cannot have copyright issue online. Thank you. Thank you to these two people. And about this innovation program, generally, innovation program is a platform at which we connect expert story for a mentee to learn. We give more like an advisory exchange for people who want to learn how to cultivate the habit or how to go into IT or how to get the best practice in the knowledge of using IT tools, especially in this AI and cloud first world. And our future has been in the cloud, and we have been showcasing people with this kind of competency to be able to guide us in telling us their story, and that also also trickled down to modern digital workspace, which is no more just a child's play now. With the AI all around us, we are in for different changes to come. So, who are we? We are a tech user group that come from every shape and shade, building competency across several Microsoft offering, and each of these offering we onboard it into what we call a user group, and they span from the cloud itself, Azure, down to the software as a service, M365, to Dynamics 365, to even to the data and AI platform, and also security. We have been there and we have over 15 of these across West Africa. Now, who am I today? My name is Oluwaseyi Umeju. I'll be your host for today. I'm an independent consultant for Covenant Technology. I also pioneer several community work within West Africa, and I'm happy to be your host today. Now, our guests. Now, our guest is someone that, and I want to tell you and assure you that this is going to be a two-part series, because there is a lot of question to ask, I guess, because it's vast. His knowledge base is very vast, and I'm sure that his experience curve with something that we want to learn from. And we have known him in the community, we have seen him, and he's now at the peak of his career, managing several multi-cloud offering across uh, his current company, and which is not just a Nigerian local company that has gone global. So our guest today, his name is already on the studio, is Mr. Olawale Olajide. He's a certified multi-cloud subject matter expert who evangelize digital and AI transformation through adoption of cloud, modern workspace, and embed it with AI. Actually, his focus has been to strategically organize, optimize cloud consumption, while he also dive into creating digital estate for prospective customer to be able to build around the cloud offering, ensuring there is a transformation of cloud across modern workplace, the platform, and also the engineering and the design aspect. We want to welcome you to the studio, Mr. Lawale. Welcome this afternoon.
Hi, Shay. Thank you for having me. It's a privilege to be here, and I'm glad to share with the community. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Olajide. And as I said, is someone that has his professional life has cut across several space of IT, especially when it comes to cloud transformation. So I will not be speaking for him. I will just let him introduce himself and tell us his journey before we start asking our question. Mr. Olajide.
Yeah, Aisha, thank you very much. It's been quite an interesting journey over the years. Right, so I think like every other person, stories start, from little beginnings, and then you take the learnings from there. So I would say that I got fascinated with technology from way back. Um, I have uncles who went to tech back in time, and they always had this big tube screen right in front of them, and all of that, and there was this diskette thing that was popular way back in time. For those who are who are old enough, they know what diskette is. Very powerful storage system back in time. So I was curious to want to know more about it, and then we had all these computer colleges here and there, so that was where my first encounter with tech, where I then learned the basics of computer, internet, networking, computer assembly, basic electronics, and a bit of scripting here and there. Then it used to be G Basic, we had the
Mm.
COBOL,
Oh boy.
Pascal,
Yes.
and whatnot. I'm sure a lot of people would not would not be able to relate with this.
Not be related to
And
that
now you have C
now.
Sharp, you have JavaScript,
Yes.
Node.js, Angular, React,
React
you know.
now heavy on
Then it was
that.
command based,
Mm.
programming, then. So I learned basics of those things. And it initially, it was just supposed to be a stopgap. When you're on break in school back in time, your parents wanted to engage in um, extracurricular activities. So it was initially an extracurricular activity, for me. And then I went on to um, study information technology. Along the line, I got to work with some small firms. I worked with HIT at some point, the training institute in Lagos, as the system technician. Also a trainer. Then went on to write some certifications as well. Getting deeper in the knowledge of Windows Server technology, how domain system works. DNS and stuff like that. You know, and post all of that, then I moved into open source. So I was doing a lot of open source, then learning management system, CMS, content management system, and then some HRM, CRM solutions. Then afterwards I moved into working with a Microsoft partner. You know, then and the rest is history. So what I've learned over time is there's nothing you cannot achieve as an individual. You can start with little dreams, but you have to be consistent. You have to have the hunger, the thirst to want to learn. And understand that your journey is in phases. There's a phase
Mm.
where you go through the agony of learning. It becomes really tedious, trying to keep up with the technology. Then you get a phase where you probably find a mentor who is able to mentor you. Then you get a phase where you accrued enough skills to hand you something good, and then you climb up from there. So yeah, that was how I started, and that's my story for sure.
Yeah. Very, very, very short, but with a lot of nuggets there. One, the passion was the driving force initially
Yep.
that drove you towards IT, especially having people that you can see that were using it.
Hmm.
Then intentionally you took some dive into. So it's a story for every one of us that are listening to me now. You can see that the curve start from the foundation, building the passion, running with the passion, and also not only running the action, was able to have a step by step glide towards the upper level. So, and that's what we want to hear. And as I said earlier, if you are just joining us, it's going to be a two parts uh, program. This will be for the first month in October. We are bringing Olawale back to continue with this discussion because we really want to see how he has carved his way from just, if you heard the story, he started with being a trainer, a support engineer.
Yep.
He went to learn about ICT. So a lot of things he has said in this nugget. So I want to start asking some question I just outlined. And before I go on, please, if you are out there and as you are hearing the story and learning about the journey of Olawale, please, you can send us in the chat, whether through YouTube or LinkedIn. Just tell us your question. We're able to ask him online. And the reason why we are asking you to send those questions is because we don't know whether you are new in IT and your story is attractive or your story is encouraging a story is giving you at least a leap to take a decision. Please, anything you are thinking, whether you are coming new, you are old, or you are changing your career to IT, please just write those questions and I will let him have it. If not this week, next month when he comes back, we'll continue with discussion. So my first question is here. He said, well, decision making process is one major thing you said in your story.
Mm-hmm.
So, what is your very first professional move? Now, you mentioned consistency,
Mm-hmm.
ability to look at the goal, not just to drop the ball. You
Yep.
know where you are going, you're consistent with it. So, for you, how did you know that it was the right one to take that will land you in your current position?
Yeah, so candidly, I would say that I never knew to land me in this position. We don't start out our journey knowing where to land us.
Okay.
Initially, I had it was bleak because I was just experimenting based on the passion to want to find out how this thing called computer works. The internet and all of that, right? But one thing I can tell you is that as you begin to entrench yourself in the discovery of the tech part, something it will strike a chord in you that no, this is what I want to do for a long term, not just a short term. And
Mm,
once it strikes that chord, you have to then become coordinated. You have to then have a plan. You have to have a goal you're working towards, right? So one of the things that I knew back in time was there were very few people that were certified, in the Windows NT systems way back in time. Very few people,
mm,
and I met someone who was certified, um, back in time. One of my senior colleagues in the industry, and we got talking, and I was like, okay, wait, can you help me understand how this thing works? How do I even, attain this feat? What does it mean? And the guy broke it down that first you need to learn. Once you learn and you are sure of your understanding of the technology, you can go ahead to write the certification so that you're certified to be a professional in that aspect. Now, I know in this age and time, it's a little bit different. Way back in time, it was really tough. Now
yeah,
certification is a bit
like
different.
water now.
Everybody can just go
Everybody
right.
satisfied.
I'm telling you, everybody's certified everywhere now, and it's a little bit different. But then, what that did for me was I was able to then sit down to say, okay, to what extent do I want to do this? For how long do I want to do this? Is it
Mm,
for short term or long term? If this is my chosen career path, then I have to be serious about it. Just like every other path in our lives. Once we go on that path, if you're not serious about it, you can't succeed. But if you're
mm,
serious about it, someday, sometime along the line, you are guaranteed of success. Someday, it may not be immediate, right? So
mm,
what I had to do then was to then, when I had that person mentoring me, I had to then start planning, or what path do I want to go. Some people just say, oh, I want to do technology. I learned it's a new thing. It pays a lot of
mm.
money. My brothers and my sisters, it doesn't pay a lot of
Sacred
money when
cow.
you start. That's what the news says, but it's
Yeah.
otherwise, right?
Mm,
It takes a lot of rigor in learning,
mm,
in wanting to learn more. You have to understand that you fail at some point. There's always a first time at everything. So at
mm,
that point, I didn't know where it was going to land me, but I knew I needed to get serious about it. So someone helped me with understanding the technology landscape. Then I was able to niche, because the problem we're having this day and age is that a lot of people don't even know how to niche.
mm.
You can't be everywhere. You can't do everything. You have to be clear as to where you want to be. Yeah,
Okay.
along the line you can grow, to take on many things, but you have to niche on a particular area in tech, and then I niched in system administration and network, right? So that's why all the Windows
Intentionally.
PCs intentionally, and all the CCNAs of this world and all the CompTIA Network Plus, A Plus, and all of those things, which were tailored for that path that I chose, right? But as technology evolved, I didn't stay there. I needed to then evolve with technology, right? Things have changed a whole lot. So if you're not in the habit of consistently learning and understanding the outlook of the industry, you'll be left behind. But if you don't want to be left behind, you want to stay on top of your game and make the right decisions. You have to have the right association, meaning you can't go into a field where you don't know someone who has done it before. Yeah, there may be 1 or 2% success rates in venturing into something new, but what I mean is you have to understudy those that have gone on that path. If you don't have that one-on-one contact, and I believe this is what this kind of session is doing, to
Yeah.
be able to groom
Yeah.
us. Back in time, we didn't have this. Is it that you were reading news, or you knew someone who could enroll you, or you go to a computer school? That's what we used to call it back in time, computer school, right? So but it's a lot different now. So you have to receive some kind of help in mapping out your journey niche in where you want to be on the long haul. And once you're able to do that, it becomes easier for you to then go along. um, it may not look like passion initially, but how you know that this is where you want to be is that it strikes a chord in you. It excites you. It makes you stay curious. And once you're on the path of curiosity, you then begin to explore, right? So initially, I wasn't sure where it was going to land me. I was just exploring and enjoying what I was doing, you know, even though I wanted to make some money. Now, the truth is, I never growing up, when we're in primary school, early secondary school days, they ask you what do you want to be in life? What do you want to become? You know, um, I
Yeah.
wanted to become a pilot. I had passion for piloting. I mean, as a kid, not I had the flair for it, but not the passion, because it's not something that I knew how to do. But I love the way they dressed. I love the whole thing of piloting an aircraft. And I have parents who have backgrounds in aviation and all of that. So all of those possibly fascinated me. But um, as time went by, and as I began to enjoy the learning in tech, it just fizzled out naturally. Now, do I still want to learn how to fly aircraft? Yes, but just for the fun of learning it. I'm not curious the way I'm curious with tech, right? With tech, it's a journey where I wanted to understand how communication happen bit by bit, breaking it down, understanding the process. So you see that passion is discovered along the way. You may not know it initially, but you discover it as you go on. So as you get into tech, you begin to find out if this is where you want to be or not, and that helps you make the decision to niche. And then you probably find mentors like Shei and hosts of other friends in the industry who are able to help you, um, you know, um, plan your journey, and channel your energy into the right place, and also you need to also, the need for money is important, but it's so heightened that a lot of people don't have value for the kind of money they want to receive. So you when you give value, you get money in exchange, and the value has to be commensurate with the money you're getting. So I mean, to progress in the industry means that you have to have accrued a lot of
Yeah.
experience, learning, and values that you can deliver to people, organizations, around the world to effect change. Yeah. I hope I've not
Thank
spent too much time answering
Yeah,
it.
you really you have answered some of the questions that follow up. We just run through it, but
Absolutely.
it's just that you have made some very very important statement. One, you were able to reach out to a mentor. You were able to look at how your passion drives you with this career path. You were intentional because you want to grow with it. And one thing you keep mentioning that there is a cut, there is a passion, there is a willingness to move with this career, and that kept you going. And that's a
Yep.
very good one. That can be the first professional move you can make. The next question we wanted to ask is which you have also mentioned in your story that if someone is just starting off in the workforce, what routine habit would you suggest? Which you have rightly said, one, look for your niche, ensure that when you get that niche, stay with it, develop with that niche,
Yep.
reach out to people that can guide you within that environment that you have chosen. Yeah, and after you have done that, you continue to slide with probably developing yourself and learning towards it. I don't know whether you have any other thing to add to it in terms of routine or habits that
Yeah, so I'll say that one of the routine is to have a daily learning habit, right? You The consistency is much more than intensity. You don't
mm,
pick up a 100-page book and just try to finish it the same day. It's good if you can finish it, but someone who reads a page a day, will probably go further than someone who reads 100 pages in 1 year. you know that helps you stay abreast of what is happening, in the industry. You don't need to reinvent the wheel, so don't attempt to reinvent the wheel. Everything you're trying to do, someone has done it before, or
mm,
someone is on the path of doing the same. So
mm,
just locate, those who have done it before, those who are on the same path as you. It makes the journey easier, right? That's why we have blogs, we have newsletters, we have um,
to
YouTube. You know, it's important for us to be able to glean on each other's knowledge, in the industry. And those who climb on the shoulders of giants, they see farther than the giants. You know,
mm,
so it's very important. Learn. That is very important. LinkedIn also makes it more um, much more easier. It's just that when you are trying to get across to people on LinkedIn, you have to structure your messages properly, what your intentions are, so that when they see your invite, they're able to accept and then nurture that relationship or friendship from there. But sometimes you just send friend or connection request and they're wondering, I really don't know this person. So
mm,
um, you understand. So, but I'm saying that there are tools that makes it easier to, to grow. But the
good.
habit, learning is the number one habit. Number two is stay motivated, right? Because
Mm,
there'll be days where you feel like, no, I don't think I'm on the right path.
mm,
Especially when you're facing difficulties, either financially or even on the job. You're trying to solve a problem and it's not just going away. You've looked all around blogs and you're yet to find solutions to it. And, it just takes a lot of deep thinking and all of that. That is not enough to say you're not on the right path.
mm,
Failure is part of the game, but
mm,
staying where you are failed is wrong,
mm,
because you have to rise up and try again. Thomas Edison said, I tried a thing for 1,000 times and they said I failed. But I've not failed because I've learned 1,000 ways by which it won't work. It's that
mm,
simple. So
mm,
when you're not getting it right, is you're just learning how that it won't work.
mm,
And then you're better for it. Everybody in the tech industry at some point have failed, but they have that bit of staying curious, learning, and also staying motivated.
Staying motivated, staying curious, ensure that you don't see failure as a means of disappointment, but as as locally they say a ginger for you to move ahead and to move on. So we're going to go to the next question, which which you have mentioned. I think is a lead question to that about failure. What are errors do you believe people should anticipate making at the beginning, which you mentioned? Sometimes you have psychological error, which you said sometimes your judgment call, whether you're in the right career because you are not making enough money. So I also mentioned that probably you are not even getting the part of this particular part of tech that you felt you have chosen and that's your passion. So I don't know whether there's any addition from what you have said earlier that we can add
Yeah.
to
So one
Otero.
one critical one is believing that because you don't have a job, then you should let go of this path, right?
Mm,
Everybody has one or two unemployment cases, including myself at some point. But I'm saying that it's important to know that not being in employment is not a reason to let go of your chosen career in technology, because many times those periods are maybe periods of learning, periods of connecting with people, preparing yourself for what is ahead. So one mistake is people they quit too early. Don't quit too early because you're not in employment. The second thing is that sometimes we are short-sighted when it comes to where we want to walk. you know
mm,
when I say short-sighted, some have not developed over the years because of how they kick-started, their judgment call. So sometimes you look at the industry, you look at the space where you want to work. Does it afford for growth or
mm,
not? Many times once the paycheck is appealing, then we take off on it. Many times it's not just about the pay. So if you're young and starting, pay is important, but look at the growth trajectory above the pay,
mm.
because along the line, when you grow, you'll be able to command, the
And
amounts
yeah.
that you deserve. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'll just move to the next
All right.
question. And now we're still laying foundation. That's why I say it's two section. We're just trying to see
Yeah.
how you got to that point before we start looking at
Hmm.
nugget that can propel us to go up.
Hmm.
So the
Hmm.
next question I would ask: how do you decide on now? If I look back to what you have answered earlier in the first four question, you mentioned you got your
Yeah.
niche, you got a mentor, you were able to build around that mentor to continue to stir up the boat to move up. Then you also were consistent about it. You never let go, even when there was so many challenges at that point. So my other question is, how do you decide that did you move away from your initial lynch that you created, uh, or what did you realize that make you uh, to go to another if there is for specialization, and that might be what brought the gradual move up.
Oh yes. So there's something called evolution of career,
Okay.
right? So our career evolves over time. So there's no one that you see today who has been static.
Mm,
So what happens is that as the technology industry or landscape changes, you have to move along that learning curve and the moving train. Otherwise, you'll be left behind, right? So it's important for you to understand that. Now, I over the years I've moved niches. Yeah, there's that foundational experience, but who knew what public cloud was 20 years
yes.
ago? Nobody. There was
Yeah.
nothing. There was nothing like that. You know, Even as at 15 years ago, how many organizations were adopting public
Mm,
cloud? So maybe 10 years ago, 11 years ago, 12 years ago, there was that introduction of public cloud into the public space. What we used to have is co-location and all of
Yes.
that, and those co-location were based on foundational technologies, Windows Server
Mm.
technology, the Linux,
Yes, sir.
the Hyper-V virtualization, or VMware, containerization of your virtual machines and all of that. So but now the discussion has changed because we are now talking about public cloud. So over the years, I've moved from being a system administrator to being a network administrator to being a virtualization expert to being a physical server expert to being a domain name system expert and all of those things, and then into public cloud. So you can see that it's a journey. That's why you have to stay curious and you have to learn, understand how the industry is shifting. Now, in this age and time, we're talking about artificial intelligence. At some point, we're talking IoT. So there's need to move along that trajectory. So specialization could change over time. In fact, will change over time.
Mm.
You know, um, and it comes with time. It comes with the industry. So staying with the industry is very important. So understanding the changes that are happening within the industry will help you niche and also specialize as you move along in the journey. So when I started in this organization I work with now, I was working as a solutions architect. That I, that's practically everything on-prem, network perimeter, firewalling, and whatnot, server virtualization. It's more like a
Mm.
generalist. But as I moved along, I began to niche in cloud technologies, in cloud security, and that created a path to move up, as we are. So if you're not ready to move along that trajectory, then you may be left behind.
That's why I quickly put the next question, which says, because
Okay.
if you notice from the story, most time, uh, people will tell me that I need to specialize in one. That's why I'm not known or something like that. But for build up, you might actually might navigate from one niche to another within the tech industry.
Yep.
And when you
Yep.
get to a point that you get the changes that has come, you can just adapt the system of creating yourself as an authority. So
Correct.
I get so many questions. Why are you? Which thing are you really doing? Because technology is evolving, and everybody needs to be able to pitch to what is really happening and develop yourself so that you can move up. So that brings to the next question, which is if the almost the second to the last question. It said, what way did you establish yourself, which you have mentioned? Maybe if you want to buttress it further, as an authority in this field after moving from different niches.
Yes. So one way to establish yourself in a niche is the value you bring to the table.
Fine.
So for example, you are in a consulting space like I am, in professional services, and a customer has issues with migration and whatnot. You have to be able to step forward to, even if you don't have the answers, to be able to research,
Mm.
and see that there is a completion to those kind of projects. So I'm saying that don't be afraid to take on more
Mm.
responsibilities, right? At the time I started cloud computing, nobody really wanted to do it, and there are projects that are surfacing here and there, and I volunteered to want to go along that path, and the rest is history today. So I'm saying that um, don't run from responsibilities. You have to shoulder responsibilities. You have to conquer grounds for you to then establish yourself as an authority. So it's not just about certification. Certification, about anybody can write certification now and pass. There are DOMs here and there, but it's more of the problem
Something
solving mindset that
is
you
what
have.
it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to be able to solve problems, and what are your clients saying about you? What's your organization saying about you? What's the community saying about you? You know that's, and you have to be also be willing to share this knowledge with people, because what I have noticed is that now we have people that are willing to share knowledge more than we used to have back in time.
Yes.
Everybody's just locked in. Yeah, I'm a camera shy person. I don't like to be in the spotlight as well. But one of the things I've learned is that if I remain camera shy, I will not be able to help as much people that I need
Mm,
to help, especially when it comes to mentoring, when it comes to teaching, and or handholding them in their professional career. So you have to establish yourself as authority by the value you bring to the table. You have to solve problem, that problem solving mindset. Then always be ready to take responsibility, take on more responsibility. Then the fourth thing is that be ready to share your
yes.
experiences with people, and ensure that when you're working with clients, uh, make them your priority. You are not solving problems for yourself, you're solving their problems. So you have to listen to them. You have to be into the problems you're solving, and also ensure that you satisfy your customer. Because only when your customer is satisfied, it's only a matter of time. Recommendations here and there, referrals here and there. People are saying, oh, that guy.
Mm,
So sometimes those things may not come. They not coming does not make you not to be an
mm,
authority in your field, right? So it's not the accolades, but the value that you bring to the table is what establishes your authority in your field.
mm. It's clear the
Yeah.
value you bring to the table, and that is where recommendation trickle out from. This is where your internal management see that you are bringing value to them, value to the customer,
Exactly.
and that can be a way out to push you up and said you are ready for the next level. It's clear.
Uh-huh.
It's clear. If you are hearing it, you have any question on that, please, you can also. So the last question, which is a two parts. The last question I have here is the tactics that enable you to become more well known, because you have mentioned it that you were able to pinpoint value, and value does not come by not taking responsibility. Value does not come by just sitting on the fence. Value is explorable. You'll be able to move forward by taking charge of certain deliverable for your company, for place you are, so that they'll
Mhm.
see that it's not about being loyal, it's about changing the landscape of what you can give them, from what I gather. But
That's
if
it.
there's any other thing,
Yeah.
please, you can add, both inside and outside of the company. What tactics were you able to use over the years that help you in this um, build up to this level?
Yeah, so maybe I would like to use a different word from tactics to be what were the things that you did that then made you well known? Because tactics
Like
looks like,
you are
oh, if I
intentionally
just employ
to deploy.
exactly, there was nothing like being tactical and positioning myself strategically. No, I never did any of those things. I was just doing my job, and because of delivering on the job, people will notice you, people will get to know the kind of person you are, and then they begin to trust you with responsibilities. And then once you deliver from one responsibility to another, then they find it convenient to then say, oh, I think this position is open, this person is recommended for this because of your track record.
Mm,
So your track record is very important. Now if you are being shabby at your job, first year you can get away with it. Second year you probably will get away with it. Third year you probably will get away with it. But given 10 years space, what do you think the industry will say about you?
mm,
What do you think your colleagues in the industry will say about you? What do you think everywhere you've worked, what are they going to say about you? Every colleagues you've ever had. So you can say that it's a long-term game.
mm.
It's not
Very
a
needed, yeah.
short-term. So someone said something that if you are in your best behavior always, you're not worried about being in error. Do you understand? So, for example, if there's a speed limit on the road that I'm supposed to drive, and I don't pass that speed limit every time I drive, I'm not worried that the police would
Mm,
apprehend me and give me a ticket. So what I'm saying is that as long as you are bringing your best forward to the job or to your business, you could be an entrepreneur every day. You are showing up every day and you are showing up with contributions. Trust me, it becomes natural for you to just be known, for people to see your work. Like I said, I don't so much like spotlight,
mm,
right? But when people see your work, they are the ones that will testify to say, "Oh, I've worked with that guy. I think you know you can
mm,
work with him as well, or I think it's best for the
mm,
project. I think So one of the other things that I know that I did, leading to this point, is I was um, I was not just staying on the technical skills. I also try to evolve my soft skills, because many times you find out that a lot of engineers, solutions architects, developers, they are very skilled at what they do, technically
mm.
sound. You give them a project, they deliver, but their interaction with customer is
It's,
poor, or their soft
communication. Yeah.
skills very poor, communication skills, managing escalations,
Mm,
issues, and stuff like that. So in a place where the soft skills is not as good, you may not be able to rise really
mm,
fast, or at a consistent pace, because at the C-suite level, it's a communication based role.
yeah.
You have to be able to make things crystal clear. For example, a CIO is not the one going around doing all this security job, making sure that systems and these are working, but is right on top policies, right on top communicating the policies to the entire organization, is the bridge between the tech and the management. So you need to be able to marry hard and soft skills such that you can speak to very technical people and business
Like,
people. So when you're in a customer space, imagine you being put in a room with the central bank governor, and they ask you, why should we leverage this your cloud technology, and you are mentioning Kubernetes, you are mentioning front door, mention
how to provision it.
the guy will be like,
The guy will be lost.
the guy will just say, what are you saying? you know But when you begin to talk about the business value,
Mm,
how that it will impact their productivity, how that it helps them stay ahead of the curve, how that data access is faster, they're able to make intelligent decisions easier, they have a dashboard for this, that. Those are the things that they want to hear. They want to hear the business value. What is the ROI, the return on
mm,
investment? Is it lowering our total cost of operation, or is increasing our total cost of operation? So being able to speak the C-suite language is also very important, because I know you're good technically, but I can't send you to a meeting with the CBN governor, because you probably won't be able to speak the language that the guy
mm,
understands. So every time your name comes up in the room, that might be the only reason why you're not getting promoted, because you don't have the leadership skills required.
mm,
So leadership is a very vital role. I don't think leaders are born. I believe everybody can become a leader. You can evolve to be a
mm.
leader. But over time, you have to build the skills that are required by a leader for you to then function in that
Capacity.
level. Conflict resolution, for example, as a leader, two of your subordinates are having issues. How do you resolve that kind of conflict? It's a soft skill. Interpersonal relationship skill, communication, your writing skills, your presentation skills. Are you able to present your solutions to customers and stuff like that? So I believe those are some of the things that I did, and along the line um, maybe helped, to um, announce my work internally and externally.
Thank you very much for this section. As you can see, there's more to this. A lot of things is coming in. Building your soft skill is also important. Being able to know the right word for the right audience is also very important. Your ability to mingle with different uh, vices that happen within and outside also is something you need, and all comes under the soft skill. So we're going to look more on that in next part. But for now, we just take a little break to talk on something which is very very important, and AI. You mentioned the other time. So this is our innovation corner. So since you are still in the house, let's just talk about it in a few minutes, and I'll just share a little video online about and something that is happening. So today's topic we're going to do in parts, and what we're going to look at is AI agent against agentic. This is part one. Part two is when you come back. So a lot of things have been. I have something written here before you comment. What is agent? Agent is defined as something that an outcome for a specific task. That's why we build agent. And the video we're going to watch is an agent build on some Microsoft 365 products. And example, the chatbot for customer inventory management system bots. And one of the character for agent is being able to fulfill a task, is focus. Two, it goes by rules you give it. I want you to just help me to pick out only the document I have prescribed or targeted for you. It does that for you efficiently. Then an agent can be predictable. Now, while agentic is different variety here, agentic is more defined as a sequence by which AI not only plan, AI have the capability to reason and adapt to tasks that you have. That means its mindset and its build up can make decision on its own. And there are several features for it. We have capability for an AI system to do multi-step reasoning, not just like the one we did agent that you just give it specific tasks. You can go beyond that. As feedback is coming, you can change the landscape and make judgment call for you. It's as it can be termed as a behavioral application that is bell driven by understanding, reason, and taking the right decision for that particular person. And also, it's a way by which involves several agents working together and other application working together. So those are the two different. And I did a comparison and about these two, um, because people have been talking of agent, agentic. What is the difference? That's why I need to come up with this. One, in terms of architecture, an agent is really specified to an individual application, while an agentic is more for collaborating system that is not streamlined to one application or one particular development. In terms of decision making, as I mentioned earlier, an agentic solution is holistic, and it's always look at the content out there to make the right decision. While for an agent, you are always specific, is rule based. You tell him what to do and he does it for you. Um, Agentic can be scalable because it enhances its system capability, while for agent, it's also scalable, but in the aspect at which you have to add more agent to it to extend the capability it has. Then, in terms of complexity, obviously, agentic is multi-domain solution. That means multi-domain problem, while agent is usually similar to just a particular masqueraded application that needs to be solved. Learning agentic lens with the system is widely adaptable. And in terms of implementation, we can see agent is smaller. The surface area to develop it is smaller, so it's faster. But agentic need longer development and higher solution to be need about that. So I don't know whether you have this bubble about agent and agentic. What do you think about before we will just watch the short video and move to the next thing?
Yeah, so I think one of the things that we need to recognize is the fact that the landscape is always changing, you know. So the initial landscape is AI agents, you know, but now we're in the agentic AI world where um, you're talking about multidimensional capabilities to solve problems beyond just one-time response. So, for example, you look at maybe a customer care case that you mentioned earlier. AI agents helps you respond, you know, to requests and all of those things. Look into the CRM, look into your database and all of that, and bring some responses. But imagine that I'm a returning customer,
Mhm.
you know, and I've come again to interact with your system with some support requests, you know. Uh, you still go through that process all over again. And when you have a problem that is not related to what that agent is meant to solve, you're stuck, right? Or they pass you on to
The human agent.
human agents, right?
Yeah.
But agentic AI, on the other hand, would take your requests, interact with the systems, you know, cross-check, you know, databases, you know, cross-check applications, records, and what have you, and you find out that that process is run from end to end by that agent. You know,
Mm.
even when the request is dynamic, not necessarily um, a straight jacketed one, you know. So I think even the workplace, you know, the workplace is also changing, where you are now having colleagues that are agentic in nature.
In nature.
Exactly, you know. So
Yeah.
your colleagues are no longer Shea and I, you know, you have
Mm.
agentic colleagues that are
Mm.
doing intelligent things behind the scene and making your own job easier as well, and also making the overall productivity in the organization easier, you know. So the turnaround time is typically faster with agentic
Mm.
AI, and the interaction across dashboard, you know, or technology touch points is also very, very um, um, key, you know, with what it brings to the table. So for me, I would say that it's important that we're all aware of these changes, and
Mm.
you know, let us begin to look at how we can plug ourselves into uh, building more autonomous agents, you know, that can solve problems in real time. So imagine the use of that in the healthcare system, you know. A
Mm.
very, you know, you imagine the use of that in the supply chain. You know, you can just imagine across all the industry, you know, the verticals you can think about, and you find out that the value it brings to the table is a whole lot more, you know. But it's important that everyone in the industry, even if that's not your niche, as it were, right, you have to be aware of the possibilities, at least be able to describe the problem you want the
What
agents to
you?
solve for
Yes.
you, you
Yes.
know. So
Yes.
you have to be able to describe it. So I my prescription is that everyone should get themselves familiar with these topics and understand how that this can change the landscape, you know, for them.
So there's while we're talking, there's a question that came in from Mr. Wilson Labija. He said that, what do you recommend in order to develop a soft skill? So I don't know whether you will just give an eye level now, and that will be part of what we take up in the next episode, so that we can look at
Absolutely.
what yeah
Yeah,
we
I can
can.
give an eye level answer to the question. So the thing is that many times people are not developing their soft skills because they don't recognize that they have deficiency in that area.
Mm.
So first thing is you have to understand where those deficiencies are. It could be in writing, it could be in speaking, it could be in other areas. So once you're able to itemize 1, 2, 3 areas, right? Read books. For example, books are you can learn what you may never be able to learn in 100 years from people that you interact with on a daily. You may be able to learn those things in books. So read books. There are people who have written books about this, popular writers here and there. um, Secondly is, now there are videos that you can watch either on LinkedIn Learn or on Udemy, Pluralsight, all those learning platforms about soft skills. They'll teach you how to present effectively, how to communicate, how to write. There are many things. So uh, first is you have to be aware that you need it. Then the second is understand the areas you need to improve on. Then you then need to start deliberately buying books to read, um, talking to people that you may know who are skilled in that area or who have those soft skills. You know, pay for learning on learning sites. And lastly is that you may even be good at it. Don't stop there. Keep learning to improve your soft skills. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But I think one issue with soft skill is that you keep learning, you keep getting yourself familiar with core industrial experts, listen to their seminars, their wherever you see soft skill, make sure you must be intentional. That's just the bottom line to be able to use it. Thank you for the answer. We'll continue with this next time. But
Welcome.
I don't know whether we can take the video now. Maybe we just move on to the mentors. So we have some mentors, which we mentioned earlier. We have some of them have grown beyond now, but they have been part of our event, and they are definitely, if you can just capture their LinkedIn, and I know they'll be willing to support you when you reach out to them. Ensure you write, as Olawale said, make sure when you are writing, be very mild, talk to them in a language they will understand so that they can get back to you. So I'll just, it's just a few minutes, we look at some mentor that pass through the community that you can connect on LinkedIn.
Moses was a man with consistency to your plan and will. Me want to see you be my beginning. I should be a genesis. Give me revelation to function as people remedy. I want get wisdom, knowledge like Solomon. Solution to what's problem, Baba, please make me the one. Joshua led the Israelite to their promised land. Teach me song that gives faith to make people stand. Teach me how to lean on you like David did. So when I'm in trouble and in struggle, you go be my shield. Christ is the perfect man. I want to live like, please make I get better. Lord, please make me like this. Please make me like this. Lord, please make me like this. Please make me like. Lord, please make me like this. Please make me like this. Lord, please make me like this. Please make me like. Lord, please make me like. Live good and well till my whole age. The people they feel your anointing when I'm on the stage. I pray for more of you, God, and less of me. Anywhere you want me to go, Baba, carry me. I go be fool if I did the better only me. Minister, good worshiper, that's what I be. To be a good father to my own child, a beautiful loving husband to my own wife. They can't see your face, I sing clearly to follow you. Moses was a man with consistency to your plan and will. Me want to see you be my beginning. I should be a genesis. Give me revelation to function as people.
Okay, welcome back, everyone. And those just some IT personnel, people that have passed through the IT world and have made remarkable. Some of their pictures are old, some of them have gone beyond what you are seeing there. And just as Olawale is our guest, we're going to update this mentor video and add his name. So you can also connect with him, although we did his introduction earlier when we started. So other things that we just need to add before we close for today is to also tell you, just as he said, one of the way is to be able to create a link and develop a partnership with people that have gone through that path. One way you can go to that is to join a community. And we have several communities across Nigeria. One of the one is the one that pioneered this event every month called MCTNAIJA-TechUSERGROUP, which help in sending people from the grassroots to tell them about how they can build up their capacity and work towards the IT part by learning from people that have gone through it and ensuring that they build. And there's a lot of user group that have come from there, and they still exist. One of them is Microsoft Security User Group, which is they run event every week. If you follow them on WhatsApp, there are several series that are doing this. One of example of what they're doing about cloud security. Please look for them on WhatsApp, MC Niger Security Group. And we have other group like Data and AI Skill Development initially, formerly known as Niger Data Platform, Power BI, Niger. They're also part of this community, and they are doing several workshop, bootcamp free. Please, if you are in the data space and you want to join that community, please look for them both on Meetup, African Data and AI, or on WhatsApp. Look for Data and AI Skill Development and join them. And other is Niger Data also is also on WhatsApp. They do series every week about building capability in learning Excel, Power BI, and etc. And other user group we have is Dynamic 365. You can also search for them. Basically, they are the ERP area where they build your capability and train you by you constantly going into their several training programs they have online, and you learn some skill about Dynamic 365. Azure community called Niger Azure community also runs programs every week and every month, and they are doing series now currently that they pitch on how you can leverage AI on Azure. Please, you can look for them on WhatsApp. I think they also have a meetup group called Nigeria Azure community. Please look out for them and join them. They can be your niche. Another one is M365 user group. They're also on WhatsApp. They have been doing series of deep dive on SharePoint and other programs across several offering within the M365 and the SaaS space. And we also have our platform. You can search for them. And we also have Power BI learning communities, an online learning community that is on Meetup. It's one of our community member that is running that, and there's a lot of speaker that is bringing on board, and there's a lot of use case you can learn when you leverage on this community. Also for women, that is the technology. We have Textilers. They actually are built up of community member to stir up the women in tech. You can also look for them. I think they are also on Meetup, or you can check on their program on LinkedIn. You can join them as well. They have series of programs they do. Now, upcoming event. I know there is an agent con that is going to happen. I think in October. in Nigeria. AgentCon is a program that is moving from city to city, talking about agentic and agent. And I think the train is coming to Lagos. Please look out for it on LinkedIn, on WhatsApp, and you will get more details on how to go for that event in Lagos. So at this point, we're going to try to call it a day. But before then, the meetup group for this user group is called, when you check on Meetup, MCTNAIJA-TechUSERGROUP, you see all our events, all our programs, and the rest. Now, before we call it a day, we don't know whether Olawale has any contribution to this as we call it a day. Oh, okay. Okay, can we? Another question came, I think, as we are rounding up, by Kotonic. He said, "Can we have the link in the chat?" Okay, the link to all the user group, I will try and put that there for you to be able to join. Olawale, while I'm doing that, do you have any final word to give viewers before we close the curtain? And we expect you to come with more information as we come next week.
Okay, yeah. So I think I'll just like to part by saying that believe in yourself, believe in what you're doing. Don't stop where you're failed. Make sure you keep pushing, learn, glean on the community. You can see the vast number of professionals you have on here who are able to help you, mentor you, scattered across the globe. So you also have the global context. Don't be scared of reaching out. Don't also look down on yourself, because everybody started from somewhere, right? And one day you also climb the ladder of leadership. So I want to say that believe in yourself. Don't look down on yourself. Where you are today is not the determinant of where you be um, somewhere down the line. So your hard work is non-negotiable. Be hardworking. Take on responsibilities. Be ready to break into new frontiers. Don't take the back seat when it comes to community engagement as well. Yeah. So that's what I would say.
Okay. Thank you very much once again. We really appreciate you giving us audience and joining us. Even we know that you are very busy, to be candid, and you're giving us that time to spend almost an hour and plus. That's why we're closing early today, so that we will have you back next month, so that we can conclude this series.
Absolutely.
And we see every one of you next time. And Koitenik, please, can you see the link for the MC Tech User Group? Is on Meetup. You can join. You'll be able to see all the activity we are doing, and you can be able to follow us. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for having me, Shay. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend. Yeah.
You
Bye.
too. Bye.
Hello, I'm David Okeode, principal instructor at Kavis Cloud, 4 times Microsoft MVP, and author of multiple books on cloud security. I would like to speak with you about our courses at Kavis Cloud. First, we are cloud security focused. We maintain an unbiased stance towards vendors, and we cut through all the typical marketing jargon in many trainings out there. We help you to understand things as they really happen. The second thing that's unique about our courses is that we are multi-cloud focused. Our multi-cloud security courses covers the top 3 public cloud platforms out there: AWS, Azure, and GCP. Our instructors are not just trainers, they are seasoned professionals with real-world experience. The third reason is that our training modules are designed to provide practical hands-on experience. Our courses are packed full of hands-on labs that you find engaging and interesting. And finally, our prices are the best out there. I'll encourage you to check out our upcoming courses on our website and also testimonials from our students. See you soon at www.grassroots.com.
Digitization simplifies the way we collect data. Organizations collect data from multiple touchpoints to enable them to make effective, profitable, data-driven decisions. Yet, a lot of data just sits there. Why? Well, organizations operate two systems: operational or transaction systems and analytic systems. Operational systems are data repository, where you execute business processes. Analytic systems are where you make sense of your data and evaluate business processes. Analysts spend 80% of their time cleaning and preparing data to update routine reports, and only 20% of their time truly brainstorming on the numbers and extracting insight from that data. The result? Less time to ask the right questions about their data, and less time to pull variable insights that can improve your bottom line. At D. Brown Consulting, we have a better approach. We empower you to extract insights from your data at the speed of thought. We employ a curated methodology that simplifies the analytic build process to eliminate technical friction, making it easier for everyone in your organization to get the exact data they need securely. The best part? All of this can be done without relying on overburdened IT teams. D. Brown Consulting offers consultancy services in building, reporting, and analytics systems. As Microsoft Gold partners, we offer business process automation solutions with no-code and low-code applications, chatbots, and robotic process automation engines, and financial modeling services. We visualize our reports, dashboards, and analytics using the principles defined by the International Business Communication Standards, IBCS. The use of standardized notation eliminates ambiguity and ensures consistency in the design of your visualizations for more effective data storytelling. Are you looking to achieve more with your data? Contact us today. Visit dbrownconsulting.net.
You have a learning goal, and we have just one job to help you achieve it and deliver at your convenience. Learning right starts with us at Ashem Academy. We are a learning institute in partnership with professional industry bodies like Microsoft, PECB, Pearsonville, and PSI, delivering quality training, ensuring your certification path in respective industries. Ashem Academy has training specialists with extensive consulting experience as well as the expertise to address your specific needs and preferences. Our goal is to deliver training that maximizes return on people and infrastructure investments. We define success as having the right resources to skill you up to help you meet your desired goals. Our job at Ashem Academy is to empower you to be successful at every stage of the learning journey, from training to certification to establishing professional credibility. As a certified learning partner and authorized testing center, our facility has proven to be one of the best in the country as we get to reach the needs of all ages, young, middle-aged, and those in the advancing years, making learning simple and affordable. We care about your skill development, and without breaking the bank, we present you with great opportunities to showcase your competency and expertise in your area of specialty, aiding career advancement or personal goals tracking. Let's help you bridge that learning gap. All you have to do is take the next step to enroll in our courses today with prices that are easy on your wallets. Request access to our training calendar by emailing training@ashem.com, and you can also get the most of your learning investments by checking out our promotional offers here. offers.ashem.com/ms learning. you can call 0704-636-7151 or call 0704-576-9927. You can visit our head office at number 9 Ibikule Street off Abad Macaulay Way, Yaba, Lagos State.
ọmọọba ni kò ṣẹrú. Ó wá sáyé ọmọọba ni kò ṣẹrú. Ó wá sáyé kò ṣẹ̀wọ̀n.
Ó yá akéde mo fẹ́ délé bàbá tó bí lọ́mọ.
Ọmọọba ni kò
Bàbá
ṣẹrú.
mi ò gbànígbà ní ojú ọ̀nà ó ṣe gbámú. Òsán gírí la gírí, ọ̀la gírí kàkà. Akọ́kọ́ arẹ́rẹ́ o. Bàbá mi ò wọ kẹfẹ́ lé mi jọ.